Hey guys, what's going on? Pixel Pamps here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about cars I'd like to see in Need for Speed 2017 because we should be expecting a game this year. The first type of cars I'd like is more classic muscle cars. I think there was only like 3, maybe 4 in Need for Speed 2015, and we need something like the Challengers, the Chargers, like the older ones, the 69 Chargers, 69 Challenger. And one car I'd also like to see, I don't know if it goes on the classic muscle, but the El Camino. I'm not sure how to say it, but yeah, we do need an El Camino. It's just a pretty cool car. Don't know if you've ever seen one. I've seen a couple of pictures of one not far away from where I live, and it looks pretty cool, to be honest. And we don't get them in the UK, so you know, it's a bit of a car to play around with what you don't really see. We also need more rivalries or more competitors. I don't know if you know this, I'm pretty sure most of you guys who are watching this video are car people. So we need stuff like Evo and Imprezas. We need more rivalries in the game. Maybe even make a rivalry series out of it, because I know in these speed games they like to make mini segments, like kind of like chapters of games where you go through different stages. It'd be pretty cool to make a rivalry stage where it's just Imprezas versus Evos or something like that, you know. Anything really. Maybe, for example, Ford versus Chevy. Anything like that, it'd just be pretty cool. We also need, I know this is a bit weird, but we need more variation of cars. And you might be like, yeah, we have a lot of variation, as in tuner, muscle, supercar, hypercar, hot rod, stuff like that. I don't mean like that, I mean more as in like more Subarus, more Evos, more BMWs, stuff like that. You know, I know there's a lot of Japanese cars in the game. Need for Speed is just mad on customization. I mean, the older ones are. This one was pretty good. I mean, they broke the chain of shit Need for Speeds, not gonna lie. But, you know, we need some 22B SDI, for example. I would love the 22B SDI. Probably my favourite Subaru, other than the Subaru hatchbacks. Like, the newer Subaru hatchbacks, I love them, and I don't know why, it's just a car I like. But we could also do with having the Evo X in the game. And I'm not sure which Evo it is what we have in the game currently, but I'd like to see more variation of the Evos, more models, I guess. Would probably be the easier way to put it. We could also do with more performance style cars, and I know I've pretty much said performance isn't really a big thing in Need for Speed. I mean, it's obviously a large amount of it, but it's not the biggest thing. To be honest, we don't have many Audis or BMWs what are customizable, and I know that when Need for Speed 2015 they had a problem with Audi's licensing and stuff like that, because they couldn't obviously get the licensing for it, otherwise they'd be in the game. But we do need something like BMW, more BMW M Sports, and I know there's the M3 GTR and stuff like that, but we could do with like the M4 Coupe and you know, stuff like that. Maybe the M5, maybe even, you know, pushing it a little bit, the M6. I know that might be a little bit of a push to it, but we could also have the Audi version of BMW M Sport, which is the RS series, like the RS3 to the RS6. Personally, my favourite RS is the RS3, and you might be like, yeah, that's a bit weird. Well, it's either the RS3 or the RS4 Avant, because, you know, they're just pretty cool cars. And one thing we do definitely need, because there weren't many, or if any in that matter of fact, Mercedes. There were no Mercedes, I don't think, in Need for Speed 2015. Like, we need Mercedes AMGs, Black Edition for example. We need the C63 AMG Black Edition. That'd be amazing, even if it's just that one car. I know that they should make it so there's 3 cars in each one, like 3 more cars should I say. So they could have the C63 AMG, and then they could add like an AMG GTR. I don't know, just anything like that really. Something else they could also add, and it's a bit different to the rest I've said, but more Japanese icons, like more JDM cars. And you might be like, well, they've got a lot in the game anyway, and they could do with adding more, but at the same time there is a lot anyway. So, you know, personally I would love the Mark II MR2. That car's just amazing. Like, one of my friends has one, and it's just crazy. Like, I love the sound of it and everything. And the mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, 2-seat. It's a sports car, technically, I think. but we could do with the Mark II MR2 GT or the GT Turbo, and we could also have the Mitsubishi Eclipse. And I mean, we haven't had this in a Need for Speed in only a fair amount of time, and it's something that needs to come back in my opinion, just because the Mitsubishi Eclipse has always been a car for customization. Like, whatever you do to it, you can write it out and sometimes it'll look nice, but it's hard to make it look ugly. I mean, it's not the nicest looking car stock, but even changing the front bumpers could make it look so much nicer, and it's got a bit of power behind it. When it's had a bit of money chucked towards it, it's got a bit of power, and this is a major one, guys. We do need, it's one of the most requested cars, or two of the most requested cars for the last game, which is the 350 and the 370Z, or 370Z depending where you're from. And I mean, to be honest, 350, fair lady, whatever, but they both need to be added, and I'm more of a 370 guy than a 350 guy, but if we could possibly have both, or make the 350 with loads of customization to make it look like a 370, or 370 to make it look like a 350. But I know for the 350 and the 370 there are so many wide body kits out there on the market for it, and it's just insane how many there is. You'll just be scrolling through YouTube, or at least for me anyway, we're scrolling through YouTube and it's like, got a new wide body fam, got a new wide body. I'm pretty sure TJ Hunt's got a wide body on his actually. But one more car that I personally love is the 300ZX. The Nissan 300ZX is just amazing. It reminds me a lot of the NSX, but better. It's rear wheel drive, it's a sports car, it's just awesome really. And you don't see that many, or at least not in England, you don't see that many because they have to be imported. But, you know, it'd be cool just to have something like that in the game, something different, because you don't really see anything in the game like that. And we also need an S14. And Ghost, I'm sorry, but the S15 doesn't cut it. The S14 has so many kits on it. It's got the Kooky, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, it's got that, which is pretty much like a stock kit for it. It's got a Rocket Bunny. I'm pretty sure it's got a Liberty Walk kit as well. Not 100% sure on that one, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. One more type of car that we didn't really see is estate cars or station wagons. And you might be like, why do we need stuff like that in the game? It's not necessary, but I mean, we can make some drift missiles. And I don't know if you've seen videos online, but estate cars, because of the long wheelbase, they drift so well and they don't tend to spin out. Which, Need for Speed, the handling style, it doesn't tend to spin out anyway, but let's just ignore that fact for a minute. And personally, estate cars or station wagons, where you're from, the ones I'd like to see are the Volvo 850R, just because, you know, it's a retro Volvo, and they are just cool. I'm not a big fan of Volvo, but that is one I do like. We could also do with the Audi Rs4 van. I can't even speak properly anymore. The Audi Rs4 van would be amazing, just because I'm a big Audi fanboy. Get over it. And it's like it's a mid-range car really. It's like, it's high class I guess, but it's also a family car at the same time. We could do with a BMW 3 Series Touring as well. Like, BMW and Audi, in my opinion, make the best station wagons, just because, you know, German whips, they're just amazing. They do fit really well. But one car that I need, or I want so bad, is the Mercedes E36 station wagon. That car looks ridiculously nice in grey. Like, so nice, and it needs to be added into the games. We also need more hatchbacks, and you might be like, well, you do start off in a Civic Type R, the EK9, and that doesn't really cut it for me. We do need more hatchbacks, there's not a lot. Personally, the ones that I'd want are the Peugeot 206, or the Peugeot 106, and we could also have the VW Golf GTI or the Polo GTI. Both of those are just amazingly quick cars for what they are. And I know these are mostly revolved around the UK, but we could also have a Ford Fiesta or a Fiat 500 or a Bar 500, depending which one. You know, I mean, the Fiat 500 isn't really a cheap car, but it's not really expensive either. It depends if it's one of the newer ones or not. I think we need one of the older ones, like one of the first gens. just because it adds more authenticity to it. Tell me any cars you agree with or disagree with in this list. Like, comment, subscribe down below as you always do, and see you guys in the next bloody video.